Hello, geometers. Sometimes in our book, Harold Jacobs' Geometry, 3rd edition, we are given the task of making a large copy of a figure. And this is a problem from Chapter 7, the Summary and Review, problem number 41. And I want to show you a low-tech way for how we might do this. Now, before I do that, and you go to a lot of trouble, let me show you that there are high-tech ways of getting this job done. This one, I took a copy of the figure with my phone, and I printed that copy. I cropped it before I printed it, so it pretty much filled up the page. Well, this is a little bit of overkill, but it's totally effective, and you can totally do it. What you will notice is that this line right here is a little bit curved because my page was curved because of the way it was bound into the book. Here is another thing that I could do, and this was put the book on my scanner and get a copy. And again, this isn't this is as close to it exact as you need, but I have little jaggy lines down here, and those don't really matter. This will get the job done. But let me show you a pretty low-tech way of making a copy of the page of the figure, as this is the size of the figure that's in the book. First of all, I love this stuff called patty paper, and you buy it at restaurant supply stores, and it's used to separate hamburger patties one from another. But as you can see, it's translucent, works pretty well for tracing paper, and I do not mind these being taped or stapled to your homework so that you can turn them in. Now, patty paper has I don't know if you can see this, a shiny side and then a not so shiny side. And this is the side that's not coated with wax. This is the side that you can write on. Okay, so I'm going to start by drawing the lower line on this figure. I'm going to go ahead and do this in ink. And first of all, I'm just going to copy that line, but I don't know, I'm not going to designate how long it ought to be. I'm going to make it fairly large, and that's that line. Well, I can copy that angle, this angle here, and I'm going to make it longer than it needs to be so that I have a nice large copy of this figure. And I'm also going to copy that perpendicular right there. Now, these are going to be bigger than I need them to be. Well, notice on the figure that we want this line parallel to that line, parallel to that line. And that's, I just need those three pieces right now. But in order to determine where that line's going to be, I need to decide how much bigger I want my figure to be. So I'm going to take my compass, and again, these are these wonderful compass. I'm going to make sure that my points are right at the same tip. And cinch that down. And I want my figure, I'm going to make it about that big. So C, this length C is going to be that width right there on my compass. So let me slide this out from under now. And I'm going to mark off 2 lengths of C. So now I need to draw this line across. Well, I can come back to my figure, put my tracing paper over the top of it, and there's that line, and I'm going to keep that line with the original figure and then line it up so that that upper edge goes through the little mark that I made. And put my ruler on it. Remember, always put down your pen or pencil tip first and then draw. Okay, so there's my upper line. And then I can reproduce some more of this stuff. Again, referring back to my original figure in tracing paper. I need that angle, NHP, right there. Well, I'm going to put that part of my figure on there. I just need to reproduce the angle. The size of the angle is not going to change. Put your pencil tip on first. And now, where that line comes, notice that's a length C. So I'm going to mark another length C here. and then put this line underneath that mark there with that one lined up. So I need that to be here. That's my dog with rhinitis. I don't know how long those need to be, and they're longer than they need to be, of course. Well, that one needs to come all the way down to the lower edge right there. Okay, so now I can label some places. So I have G and H and I and M and L. I know that that place is N. And notice that N, it goes through and it becomes a right angle right there. Well, again, I can, let's see. This is going to require a little adjustment of my patty paper. I want this to be on that line, but it needs to be, so I'm going to make sure that line is lined up with the original figure. And then I'm just going to slide it up and down until that is under my ruler. Okay. So then I have, now this distance should be A, and that distance should be A, and that distance is A, and that distance is A. Let's see if it's going to come out right. Those all need to be the length A. We don't know how long that is. I really don't care. I'm going to park it here. Okay, so I've measured that length A, and that length should be A, and it is. Well, now I can decide how the next one it should be, and I'll do two things. That length should be A, so I'm going to mark it like that, and this length should be A. Mark it like that. Then extend some lines to match. Tore through my patty paper. Okay, well, it's so square that it came right out. Okay, so there is my figure, and it's copied, and this is point O, by the way, now too. So those are all right angles, and that's a right angle, and that's a right angle, and that is a way to enlarge a figure so that you have a large copy and you can write on it to your heart's content. Thanks for watching.